I want to take a few minutes and talk about how money is handled in bankruptcy. Because in bankruptcy, I often say that a person has two kinds of money. There's the exempt money, and that is money that you receive from your paycheck, Social Security, disability benefits, unemployment compensation. All of those monies are exempt. Non-exempt money is basically everything else. Inheritance, tax refund, money that you borrowed, all of those are non-exempt. If you file bankruptcy on a day where you have non-exempt money, the trustee is going to take it, it's going to be gone. And we often have people who come in and they may have, we had one case recently where someone had $30,000 in a CD that was money left over from an inheritance which they were saving for their son's college education. So if they're going to file bankruptcy, that non-exempt money has to be gone on the day of filing. So how do we deal with that situation? Well, if you think of it this way, that there are two buckets. This bucket is the exempt money, and into this bucket flows your paycheck, Social Security, disability benefits, unemployment compensation. All of those flow into the exempt bucket. And over here in the non-exempt bucket is this $30,000 of inheritance money. Now, the way we deal with it is really quite simple. In our exempt bucket, typically that's where our paycheck goes, and out of it flows all of our expenses. Mortgage, rent, car payment, utilities, groceries, etc. What we then do is change where the money comes from that we use to pay bills. We turn off the spigot on the exempt account, and we now open up the spigot out of the non-exempt account, and we now pay the mortgage payment, the car payments, groceries, utilities, and everything out of the non-exempt account. And we continue to do that until that account drains down to zero. Now, while that account was draining down, over here in the exempt account, the same amount of money that's not being spent on all those monthly expenses is accumulating. So ultimately we reached the point where the non-exempt account had been spent down to zero, and the exempt account had filled up to $30,000. So the client on the day of filing still has $30,000, but now they have $30,000 of exempt money, and they have no money that's not exempt. So they continue to preserve the $30,000. So they come out the bankruptcy with $30,000. It's just in a different account. Keep in mind that what I've given you here is a very simplified version of how to deal with money in bankruptcy. As we often say in bankruptcy, if there's ever a place where the phrase "the devil is in the details" is applicable, it's in bankruptcy law. So get professional advice on how you should deal with non-exempt money that you may have. How was that?